Does life exist on Venus? A question that has puzzled scientists for centuries. Jai Hind, everyone. Today's I Am From Indian Space Team discuss about search life on Venus and human presence on Venus. The allure of Venus, our celestial neighbor, has long captivated the minds of scientists and space enthusiasts alike. Cloaked in thick swirling clouds of sulfuric acid, it is an enigma that continues to draw our curiosity. Despite its inhospitable surface conditions, with temperatures hot enough to melt lead and atmospheric pressure akin to being deep underwater, Venus remains a subject of interest in the search for extraterrestrial life. Why, you may ask? Well, the answer lies in the very clouds that shroud the planet. About 50 kilometers above the surface, conditions are surprisingly Earth-like. The atmospheric pressure and temperature there are similar to those at Earth's surface, leading some to propose that life could exist not on the ground, but in the skies of Venus. This has sparked interest in the concept of floating cities or outposts, a fascinating idea that continues to be explored. Moreover, Venus shares many characteristics with our home planet, earning it the title of Earth's twin. It's about the same size, has a similar composition, and even shows evidence of past volcanic activity. These similarities have led scientists to wonder if Venus might once have been more Earth-like, perhaps even hosting liquid water on its surface. And then there's phosphine. In 2020, scientists detected traces of this gas in Venus's atmosphere, a gas that on Earth is produced by bacteria. While it's not definitive proof of life, it's certainly intriguing and warrants further investigation. The prospect of life on Venus has inspired numerous missions, from the early pioneers like Mariner 2 and Venera 7 to the present-day Akatsuki orbiter. Looking to the future, the Massachusetts Institute of Technology and Rocket Lab are planning to send the first private interplanetary spacecraft to Venus in 2025, seeking signs of life in the atmosphere. The quest to answer this question has led to numerous missions to Venus, each taking us a step closer to unraveling this enigma. The journey begins in the mid-20th century with the first missions to Venus. It was a time of discovery, of pushing boundaries, and Venus was the tantalizing cloud-shrouded planet next door. The United States and the Soviet Union, in the throes of the space race, turned their gazes towards our celestial neighbor. The Mariner program, spearheaded by NASA, was the first to successfully send spacecrafts to Venus. Mariner 2 in 1962 made a flyby of Venus and sent back valuable data about the planet's atmosphere and surface temperature. Its findings were surprising, revealing an extremely hot planet with a dense, carbon dioxide-rich atmosphere. While NASA was making strides with the Mariner program, the Soviet Union was not far behind with their Venera program. The Venera missions were primarily aimed at landing a spacecraft on Venus, a feat that was fraught with challenges due to the planet's harsh conditions. But in 1970, Venera 7 became the first spacecraft to successfully land on another planet and transmit data back to Earth. This historic event was a monumental step in our journey to understand Venus. Both the Mariner and Venera programs encountered numerous challenges, from the intense heat and pressure of Venus's atmosphere to the difficulties of transmitting data back to Earth. Despite these hurdles, these early missions were successful in gathering crucial data about Venus, its atmosphere, and its surface. These missions revealed a planet starkly different from our own, with surface temperatures hot enough to melt lead and an atmosphere composed almost entirely of carbon dioxide. They also found evidence of active volcanism and a lack of a magnetic field, all of which added to the enigma of Venus. These early missions laid the groundwork for our understanding of Venus and paved the way for future exploration. They showed us that while Venus might be inhospitable and harsh, it's also a fascinating world full of mysteries waiting to be unraveled. The Soviet Union took the lead in Venus exploration, marking Venus as a Russian planet. The space race of the mid-20th century was a time of fierce competition and unprecedented advancements in technology. Amid all the hustle, the Soviet Union etched its name in the annals of space exploration by focusing its gaze on our neighboring planet, Venus. The Soviet Union's Venera program, launched in the early 1960s, was the first to send a series of spacecraft to Venus. These missions aimed to gather data about the planet's atmosphere, surface, and magnetic field. The Soviet Union's dedication to Venus exploration was so immense that it became the only nation to successfully land probes on the harsh Venusian surface. The Venera 7 mission made history in December 1970, marking the first successful soft landing on another planet. This mission provided invaluable data about Venus's surface and atmospheric conditions. Following in its footsteps, Venera 9 transmitted the first black and white images of Venus's surface, revealing a world of vast, flat plains and rugged mountains. These missions were not just about planting a flag. They were about understanding our celestial neighbor, about expanding our knowledge of the universe. The Soviet Union's passion for Venus exploration was contagious, inspiring other nations to look towards Venus with a renewed sense of curiosity and ambition. The Soviet Union's legacy in Venus exploration continues to inspire current and future missions. Their pioneering spirit echoes in the corridors of space agencies worldwide, reminding us of the boundless possibilities that await us in the cosmos. Today, our exploration of Venus continues, fueled by advancements in technology and our persistent curiosity. Currently circling the enigmatic planet is the Japanese spacecraft Akatsuki. This mission is aimed at studying the Venusian atmosphere, its weather patterns, and the mysterious superrotation of its clouds. These observations can help us comprehend the climate on Venus and perhaps give us insights into the evolution of our own planet's climate. In the pipeline, we have an exciting mission planned by the Massachusetts Institute of Technology in collaboration with the private rocket company Rocket Lab. This mission, set to launch in January of 2025, aims to send the first private interplanetary spacecraft to Venus. The objective? To search for organic materials. The spacecraft will enter the Venusian atmosphere with a probe designed to detect these life-essential compounds. But don't be mistaken, these missions aren't just about checking off a cosmic to-do list. They're about pushing the boundaries of what's possible, about expanding our knowledge of the universe, and about answering that age-old question, are we alone? While these missions are busy probing the Venusian atmosphere and surface, they're also contributing to our understanding of planetary protection. The Committee on Space Research, established by the International Council for Science, categorizes space missions into 5 groups to avoid interplanetary contamination. Venus falls under Category 2, indicating a remote chance that contamination from spacecraft could compromise investigations. These missions, whether they're beaming back data from orbit or diving into the Venusian atmosphere, are about more than just Venus. They're about us. They're about understanding our place in the universe, about safeguarding our planet, and about the future of space exploration. As we look to the sky, we're reminded of the vastness of the cosmos and the mysteries it holds. But with each mission, with each discovery, we're getting closer to the answers. These missions promise to take our understanding of Venus and the possibility of life there to new heights. The future holds even greater possibilities, including the prospect of human presence on Venus. Our desire to explore and inhabit new worlds has led to some intriguing concepts. One of these is the idea of human habitation on Venus, a planet whose surface conditions are far more hostile than those of Mars. But as it turns out, the clouds of Venus might be a viable place for life as we know it. About 50 kilometers above the surface, the atmospheric pressure and temperature of Venus are remarkably similar to those on Earth. It's a drastically different story on the surface, with extreme heat and crushing atmospheric pressure. But high in the Venusian skies, things are much more hospitable. This realization has led to some fascinating proposals for human habitation. Enter the High-Altitude Venus Operational Concept, or HAVOC, a vision put forth by NASA. This concept proposes the use of aerostats, essentially large helium-filled airships, for human exploration and potentially permanent habitation in the Venusian atmosphere. These floating cities would drift in the relatively benign upper layers of Venus's atmosphere, providing a platform for long-term exploration and research. Of course, this concept is not without its challenges. The Venusian atmosphere contains significant amounts of sulfuric acid, which is highly corrosive. Protecting human inhabitants and the aerostats themselves from this harsh chemical environment would be a significant engineering challenge. But if we can overcome these hurdles, the rewards could be substantial. A human presence on Venus would represent a remarkable achievement, opening up a whole new world for exploration and discovery. It would also provide a valuable test bed for technologies and strategies that could be used in the colonization of other planets. While the idea of humans on Venus may seem far-fetched, it represents the boundless potential of human ingenuity and exploration. As we continue to push the boundaries of what is possible, who knows what the future may hold? Our journey through the history of Venus exploration has been fascinating and enlightening. We've ventured from the early space missions to the unique Russian connection and dived into the current and future endeavors to explore this enigmatic planet. The prospect of human presence on Venus, once a far-fetched dream, is now within the realm of possibility. Yet amidst all this progress, we're left with an enduring mystery that fuels our curiosity. As we continue to explore Venus, one question remains: does life exist on Venus? Only time will tell.